After downloading the Sonra Live iPad application from the App Store, open the App Transfer Server on the Sonra desktop application, and then open the Sonra Live iPad application. From here, hit Continue on the welcome screen, and then proceed to add server data. This dialog will require the server IP displayed on the desktop application and the password. From here, just enter these credentials into the iPad application and hit Next. This will then begin the data transfer process from the desktop application to the Sonra Live iPad app. This will just take a few seconds to complete, and once done, all configured players from the Sonra desktop application will be available on the Sonra Live iPad app. Prior to use, we're now just going to run through the settings that are available on the Sonra Live iPad app. Firstly, we have the system of measurement. This will allow us to set the distance units or the speed units which we would like to view our data in. Next, we can select graphs and drills, and this will give us the ability to select the sorting we would like available on our graphs, be that global settings across all graphs or to individually filter graphs based on max to min or player alphabetical order. We also have the ability to update the graph refresh rate in Hertz that we would like to use. And lastly, the ability to enable players in multiple active drills at any one time. In the synchronization settings, we'll then see when we last updated the iPad application and the last credentials used. Next, we have the threshold profiles. Any thresholds which are configured to our players will be transferred on the app sync and are selectable from here. If I select match day, the thresholds that are viewable in my live session are now applicable to my match day thresholds. We also have the ability to change to dark mode in the display settings. I can also assign a passcode to the iPad app, which will be required to log in and view data. Once I've entered my passcode key, I'll need to confirm this, and that will then be a requirement to access the Sonra Live iPad application. About settings displays information on the version number I have and the contact information. In filter settings, I'll have the ability to view the beacon groups, which I've set up for live use, and this will give me the battery level available on a particular beacon and the connectivity status. Beneath this, I have the ability to set up player groups. This will allow me to quickly filter between players in real time, and I can also edit these groups and rename them into positional groups or any other group category that you might like to use. So for example, group 1 can be changed to defenders, 2 to midfielders, 3 to attackers, and 4 to goalkeepers. This will quickly allow me to view data specific to a particular group of players. Lastly, in metric categories, I have the ability to set up a number of metric groups for live use. I can filter between these in the app at any stage, and I can set up categories specific to a particular type of exposure. So for example, I can change category 1 to focus around particular zones of entry and particular speed zones that I'd like to view. To delete a metric from a report, simply select the metrics you're interested in removing, multiple select, and hit delete. To connect to a beacon, open the iPad app settings and navigate to Wi-Fi, and from here, select the beacon Wi-Fi network. In this case, it's StatSports A1. Once connected to this Wi-Fi address, return to the Sonra Live iPad application and select the UDP server icon. In the UDP server, we'll have the beacons that are available displayed. To connect to a beacon, simply tap the connect icon. In this case, we're going to add a new custom beacon by hitting Add Server. Under Add Server, we can enter the IP address of the beacon, which will be displayed on the back, and fill in the port and channel number. Port number will always be 8808, and the channel number should be 1. Once these details are ready, simply tap Connect, and we'll now be connected to the beacon. Once connected to the beacon, we're now ready for use with the Apex devices. Once we power on our Apex devices and they've begun a session, they will then begin to populate in green on the selected players. Once the session has ended, we can tap the Sync Now button, which will direct us to the Settings Synchronize page. We can also get here using the Settings icon. From here, scroll to Sync Data to Desktop App and tap Send Created Drills. Tap Continue on the server. And here we'll be prompted to connect via the IP address and password if we had not done so already. If this information is already stored, data transfer will begin automatically as displayed. Data transfer will run for approximately 3 seconds, and once it's completed, we're then free to carry out any analysis we would like to do so in the iPad app, or go to the Sonra desktop application to complete our download.